Hello and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this week's new episode of X Vlog Live. I'm your host, or at least one of your hosts, Mr. BoomStick XL, my co-host with the co-most. Of course, C Money will be here momentarily. He's on a work call. We'll get him in here in a hot second. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry to bore you with the gameplay. Here is more gameplay of Greed Land. And this is another phenomenal run that I had. My God, ladies and gentlemen, what a game. And the greatest thing is it's $10.39. And again, if you're a cheapo de Mayo, you know who I'm talking about, and you want to get it on Steam. Kay Asante told you yesterday that you can find it for $4 and I think like 80 cents or something like that. Folks, I am telling you, please, for the love of Joe, go buy this game. I don't care where you buy it. Buy it, play it, add it to your backlog. You will thank me. It is the greatest Vampire Survivor type game I've played this year. And I've played quite a few of them. And if you are a old school Helldivers fan, you must play this. Again, sorry for keep gushing on this game, but this game has me. And speaking of games, Donkey Kong Bonanza has arrived. It's sitting right there. Me and Tyler's copy, along with the amiibo. Folks, I don't know what it is. Maybe because I'm just a big nerd. I get excited for games. And I really get excited for Nintendo games. Nintendo first party, there's something magical about those games. And Donkey Kong, I know there's been some drama, drama, like the kids like to say. It's no drama. The director explained why the thing slows down. I'm okay with it. I cannot wait to play. As soon as the show is done, 75 minutes in and out the door, I'm getting onto my Switch too, and I'm going to play. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. But, ladies and gentlemen, we got an outstanding show for you today. Again, 75 plus minutes of big news for Xbox. At the center of the conversation in the last couple of weeks, now we're going to get a little serious, is how Game Pass is ruining the industry, how Game Pass is bad for devs, bad for publishers. I don't know. I haven't heard the bad for gamers thing. I have heard that it has converted Xbots like us into not buying games. Folks, I don't know about you. This month alone, I think I bought a dozen games. Now, granted, not every game's $80 or $90, but I bought a lot of games this month. I buy games all the time. I don't understand what the age some of these people are talking about. And we got some information regarding Xbox Game Pass on not only how it proves these knuckleheads wrong, it proves a lot of the devs who've come out against it. And that's thanks to Matt Piscatella. We're going to get into that. But, to open the show, Bethesda's on a roll, man. I mean, I know there was, a lot of disappointment with the cancellation of what happened with, the online game, the MMO that was canceled, codename Blackbird. We heard that Phil Spencer was playing it like crazy. He loved it. And it's just one of those games where it was getting very big. It's been in development for many, many years. And they needed to make a decision on, do they continue that or do they work on Fallout 5? I think the right decision has happened. We're going to get into that, but it's not just Fallout 5. We got some Elder Scrolls information. You got we got a confirmation that the Starborn, the rumored Starborn DLC is still happening this year. You got the Indiana Jones DLC happening. Elder Scrolls, again, we got some big information on that. Fallout 5, we got some big information. I mean, listen, I got to tell you, you look back to when Xbox bought Bethesda, my God, it was a big purchase then, and it's just paying off in dividends one after another. They just continue to have bomb after bomb after bomb. And, again, if you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber like me, and I'm sure a lot of people here in the chat, you appreciate all of the games and DLCs and things that are dropping into Xbox Game Pass, thanks to Bethesda. But let me give a couple of people a shout out in the chat while we wait for, because I don't want to start the topic without C-Money. He's got to be here for that. Rick L, what's going on, brother? Nice to see you here. Balatone, great to see you here, brother. Jesse James, my brother, thanks so much for, Starfield Online. You know what's funny? I actually thought, Jesse, that was what they were working on. It just make sense. Now, I mean, Elder Scrolls Online, super popular. Not for me, right? Again, not for me, but for a lot of people, they really dig it. Fallout 76 apparently is, thanks to Paris Lilly and a bunch of other people that reported on it. He did a big video. He interviewed some of the people. They're getting a big update. Again, not for me. I want a traditional single player. I don't want MMO, and I don't want your peanut butter and my chocolate. You know what I'm saying? Just give me the chocolate. It's fine. So I hear what you're saying. Starfield MMO seems like putting on a sock the right way, right? Yeah, I mean, it's perfect, right? Put the sock on, you go. Joe Dunmore, salute to you, kind sir. He said he just bought the RoboCop DLC, or the new RoboCop. Yeah, dude, I gotta tell you, that's one of the games we're gonna get into that's coming into Xbox Game Pass, folks. Maybe because I'm an 80s kid and I was actually ass and seat, watching that when I was a kid. And maybe that's why RoboCop means something more to me than he does to some people in the chat. The RoboCop game that came out is so underviewed, underrated, underplayed. I don't even know what to say. It is so freaking good. It is like literally you are playing the film. I think I got, man, I want to say about 15 or 20 hours into it. I don't think more than that. And that's a shame. I do not know why I stopped playing it, but I got to finish and I got to play the DLC because I bought the DLC as well. I was not even thinking twice. Let's see. BT Maverick, what's up, brother? Nice to see you as always. Looking forward to next year's Fan Fest. Hopefully everyone could converge and get down and hang out there. It's going to be pretty good. Starfield guy, he says, I'd love Starfield Online. Well, just based on the name, of course you would. And I think a lot of people would also. I think the potential of, okay, so there are two sides of the coin for this one, right? On paper, at its surface level, Starfield Online sounds amazing. And then you have people, and this is no shade because I love this man, Pong Soul. That guy is a pirate times 10,000. And if an MMO is what it is, he would rob, pillage, and murder everyone in his path, even if he knows you from the community. He doesn't care. He is an evil bastard character. Sorry, Pong, I have to tell you a story. As a human, he's one of the nicest people I know, but his alter ego in video games is a murderer. Sorry. So I don't know if Starfield Online is both good and bad, because again, I would be the star cop. I would come to your rescue. I would help you out. I would probably get killed by Soul, but I would at least try to save you. I was funny. I was just thinking about this guy. I saw somebody DM me about something about, the heel turn. Folks, I don't even play a bad guy in games. Like, I know people have asked me, like, Boom, how are you going to play GTA? It's GTA. So, of course, I'm going to have to shoot popos. And it's just part of the game. But I wouldn't, if I made a character, I couldn't be a bad guy. It's just not in my psyche. I can't be a bad guy. It's the craziest thing. Iman Burns, salute to you, kind sir. What's going on? Let's see. Anthony Chipmunk, great to see you here, brother. Crazy Coach is back. What's going on? Nice to see you. Good morning, Pick on Fusion. Thanks so much for hanging out here. JB1521, great to see you here. Nino Vestic, aloha to you and the family, kind sir. Thank you so much for hanging out, as you always do. Nice to see you. Let's see, who did I miss? And again, the chat is going crazy. Noobs and Pros, great to see you here, brother. General Spartan 27, thanks so much for hanging out. You know what? Listen, I'll continue to say hello as I always do in the chat. I'm going to start the conversation because we saw a story that came out from Jez Corden. Well, okay, so Jez was on the Xbox 2 with Rand, as he always is, and he talked about specifically Elder Scrolls. And what he had to say was that, and I quote, "The Elder Scrolls 6 is in a quite playable state." And, obviously we don't know when that game is going to be released. There's been no trailer, there's been no information. We know that they started work as they were winding down, or at least this is the rumor, folks. Take it with a grain of salt, that they started work or pre-production towards the end of getting ready to drop Starfield. Is that true? Well, heck, I have no idea because I don't make games, but I would imagine it was. You've heard me say this. I think it was on Monday. I love Todd Howard. I think he is such an important part of this industry. I don't know how much he has left in the tank, folks. Honestly, he's been a designer and in gaming probably around 25, 30 years, somewhere around there. He's going to want to retire at some point. I know that he is someone that likes to have personal involvement in pretty much everything that goes on at Bethesda because he's passionate. He doesn't want to put out a bad product, right? He wants to put out the best because he understands how important putting out a good product is for you and me, right? He was heavily involved in Starfield. It was a 20-year game, right? He talked about wanting to do this 20 years ago. He finally came to fruition. Here it is. I think Starfield is absolutely incredible and a limitless type of game like Elder Scrolls. It's going to live on in infamy, right? Like it's going to have its haters. It's going to have its people that think that it's crap. That's fine. Play it, enjoy it, discover, keep discovering. It's just an endless loop of, discovery. And then, of course, if I had one criticism for Todd Howard, and more specifically just Bethesda, because it's not really Todd, it's Bethesda in whole. It's that as great as their games are and then become, because I think that their games come out and their games are great. Sometimes they're buggy, sometimes they're not. Starfield's a perfect example of taking the needed time. That game launched near flawless for a Bethesda game, right? My issue, and it's always been an issue, is they take a long time to make games. And I understand why. Their games are massive, right? And I jokingly say this, like, look, I don't want to be 62 playing Fallout 5. I'm sorry. I just don't. I'm only 54. I mean, that's 8 years from now. And if you kind of line up how long it takes for them to make games, well, that's kind of the problem here. So hearing about the Project Blackbird, which we knew nothing of, right? We knew that there was something in development. We got some information that came out that a lot of people were disappointed. But then we got the information that Fallout 5, at least there's several Fallout projects in development. We don't know the size, scale, or scope of any of them. We don't know how many they are. We don't know the names of them. I think it's safe to assume that one of those games is Fallout 5. I don't know if they can, I was going to say dual wield. If they could make both Elder Scrolls 6 and Fallout 5 at the same time. I mean, they're a pretty big studio. They probably could. But this is one of those instances where you got to get working on Fallout. And that's not because, it's the greatest series. It's legendary, sure. But is it the greatest series of all time? I mean, your mileage is going to vary. It's certainly high on my personal list. I don't know about everybody in the chat, but you have a hit show that did numbers on Amazon that are the best numbers Amazon has ever had. And people watched the TV series in droves. Some people have watched it a dozen times. They love it. It was a smash hit. Now, some people will ask, hey, Boom, how come they didn't know it was going to be a smash hit? Can you really say that something is going to be a smash hit? It's hard to say. And I think what might have stirred the pot, so to speak, for not being prepared with a game to drop was what happened with Halo. Halo, the TV series, season 1 came out, and it was awful. And I mean, okay, so the first episode was dope, but the rest of it, not so much. Season 2, excellent. But again, listen, we're not here to talk about Halo. We're here to talk about Bethesda. And speaking of,
We could always talk about Halo. Halo's amazing.
what's going on, C Money? How are you feeling, kind sir?
Oh, feeling well. Sorry, I had some work stuff I had to handle, but
your life, man. Come on, who are you kidding?
Yeah, man. I'm excited.
Well, there is a lot to get excited about, brother, because we're Xbox fans first, right? We are gamers, but we do love Xbox. And right now, Xbox, in my opinion, despite some rake stepping a couple of weeks ago, have been hitting on all cylinders. They've been doing it well all year long. And they continue to deliver better news, more games, more value. And we have all of these Bethesda stories that we're going to rope into this conversation. So, like I was, obviously we were waiting for you to get here. I started the topic a few minutes ago, so you didn't really miss much. But what Bethesda has cooking, if you just, again, folks, we're just going to take a step back. We're going to pull a steel rein. We're going to pull ourselves out into that RTS view, and we're going to look what's on tap for Bethesda. And we're going to start off with DLC, right? We don't know much about the rumored Starfield DLC, right? We don't know what it's going to entail, how big it's going to be. The one thing we do know is that the first DLC was met with some pushback. I loved it. I thought it was amazing.
I loved it.
You loved it. A lot of people in this chat loved it. I thought it was phenomenal, but there were some people that didn't. Now, why again, your mileage is going to vary on the DLC, but the Starborn or the rumored Starborn DLC, I thought for sure that we were going to get some sort of a preview over the June showcase. We got nothing, not even a peep, which was a little surprising. And after C-Money, the layoffs and the cancellations, a lot of people said, wait a second, did they cancel the DLC? Now, I don't know why people ran with that story, but people like negativity, so I guess, right? But we have heard that they're working on it. It's probably going to come out this year. When? I don't know. We're certainly going to find out. But you know what we do have confirmation on is that this year is the Indiana Jones DLC, which is going to be as good, potentially even better than the game. I cannot freaking wait. I'm an Indiana Jones nerd. I make no apologies. But then, and this is the story that we're going to get into, C-Money. This is what I want to talk about. According to Jez Corden of Windows Central, while he was live with Randall Thor 19 on the Xbox 2 podcast, he confirmed that the Elder Scrolls 6 is quite playable, or in a quite playable state. Now, that gets me excited because, again, I think, and again, this is just a rumor, that this game started pre-production even when Starfield was ending its production to go and drop onto consoles and PC. So
Todd said that it was happening, that there was like a lot of the engine work was being done with Elder Scrolls 6 in mind. So it's not quite all like a fresh start. It seems like they've been working towards the tech for both of them, which would have been part of the pre-production. So pre-production technically started already with when they were making Starfield. So he kind of alluded to the fact that it's not as far off as most people might think.
Some people have equated that game is 2028. I don't think so. I think so. Do I think it's next year? No. I think 27. Yes. Now, C-Money,
in my mind.
The one thing that Todd Howard specifically is known for is teasing the fans in a good way, right? He knows how people are passionate about the games that he makes and the games that him and his team make. Right? He doesn't make the games by himself. This is one of those instances where we didn't get a reveal of this particular game at their June showcase, but there are a couple of really big shows left for 2025. I don't think we see this at the Tokyo Game Show. It doesn't make sense, right? I'm not saying that they don't play RPGs, but you would want something else there. And supposedly there is going to be something there that's going to be that hasn't been shown before. Again, it's just a rumor, folks. So look towards Tokyo Game Show, something new for Xbox Game Studios. We don't know what it is. Again, we'll know in a couple of weeks because obviously, well, a couple of weeks and a couple of months because it happens in September. So in a couple of weeks, see money, we have Gamescom, and we know that Bethesda is huge in the EU. Again, I don't know if something could be made for a trailer, but would that not bring down the house if they even show just the title screen and someone like slashing the screen? And I can design it. Of course, they're gonna have to pay me for it. I won't do it for free. So then Microsoft, they're gonna have to pay my ass. But what are your thoughts on the fact that it's quite playable? Do you think that this game is closer than most people want to give it credit for?
So I don't think we're going to see anything with Elder Scrolls 6 until the earliest next year. But I almost feel like, considering it's probably going to be a fall 2027 game, I feel like we really don't see anything until 2027.
So you're talking potentially the June showcase of 27.
Yeah, I say the June showcase. It's not we saw what they did with Fallout, right? Fallout 4. Everybody was kind of wondering when are they going to kind of announce it, and then they announced it and then released it, right? It was like really quick, back to back. You don't need to build up Elder Scrolls. You don't have to sit there and build it up. Everybody knows it's already being worked on, so that's not something that needs to take place. Also when it comes to like the tech that's going to be involved in that game, after everything that they've modded into Skyrim, like that people have done, and I feel like this is going to be a huge game, and when you reveal it, you're going to want to show like all the real new shit, and I feel like AI is going to have a lot to do with this game. I feel like you're going to have people who can talk to you. We already saw it. We've seen it modded for sure in Skyrim, where you can talk with your companions and have them talk back and all this stuff. But like in mainstream gaming, the moment has already come where Fortnite did it, right? So Fortnite did it with Darth Vader. You can talk to him, or at the time when he was in it, you can talk to him. He talked back. It was all, he kept it relevant to his character and the game you were playing. So the tech's already been proven out. So I feel like Elder Scrolls is going to be taking that, to the next level. So I think that at the end of the day, there's so much dropping the end of this year, and then there's so much dropping next year that's kind of like not even worthwhile with all the bangers. We like next year's Halo, Gears, Forza, and Fable. I mean, like I feel like you just let it sit, let it cook, and blow minds come 2027.
Hold up, let them cook, right?
Hold on, let them cook. You know what I'm saying? There's literally no lead. Like for me, I feel like we might get at Gamescom, we might see the new Starfield DLC.
That's a really good point. I didn't even equate that. That is a great thought, brother, and a theory, because now you're onto something. I mean, something. This is what I'm about to say, and I'm gonna give you back the mic. This is gonna be an unpopular opinion, and I may get the virtual tomatoes. This is just, folks. It's things are happening, man. People just have to rip off the mandate and just accept things. I think that because Europe is so big for PlayStation, it's massive for PlayStation, right? We know this. We all know this. The numbers are there. They're going to be at Gamescom. They're going to be welcoming in people that play on PlayStation that are now Xbox fans because of the games that went over there. This is why they decided, and it makes sense, that they're doing the 10th anniversary of FanFest there, right? It matches up. I can see at Gamescom not only the Starborn DLC, but it being announced for PlayStation 5 with this Game of the Year edition. Now, again, I know a lot of people are not going to like that, and I get it, folks. Everybody wants exclusivity. That's the one game that they don't have yet. I think it would be a big announcement in Europe, and at Gamescom.
I mean, look, I think at this point, if you're still concerned about what games are going where, I think you're losing the plot, right? Like, I think we already kind of
point, honestly.
Yeah, like we moved past the idea of, oh no, this game is going where. I think if Starfield is going, which is very possible, I said it from the beginning when people kept questioning it after this whole situation started transpiring where games were going to go wherever they were going to go. I didn't think Starfield would just drop over there with like a big moment, right? And you're not going to base it off of the last DLC, because although I loved it and we reviewed it, we thought it was fantastic. It did get beat up with review scores by, the people out there who were reviewing, so the media and such. So that's not the way you're going to want to release, right? So I think that this is going to be a big DLC, and I think when they have a big DLC like this, that's going to be the moment where it would make sense to announce that that's happening. But we don't know what they're planning to do, right? We have no idea, but it just makes sense to me that if they were gonna ever make that type of announcement that is going to go elsewhere, is going to be with an exciting thing, right? With a new expansion, and an expansion that they think is going to cook, right? Like that is going to be a big deal. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I really hope they announce the Starfield DLC in August. They did say that their plan is to release one expansion a year. Similar to how PlayStation only gets one game a year, we are going to have one expansion a year from Starfield. Okay. So just so that they can understand, like correlate what it means, right? So
you're making it easy to the one-to-one to understand.
Yeah.
I see what you're schooling these people, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
thank you for
they said that that's the goal. Now listen, it's very well possible that this DLC is, because of the reaction of the last DLC, maybe they're going to need more time to cook. Maybe it's not going to be ready to go to for this year, and that's very possible. I mean, maybe they're saying, no, we need more time, we want to do something bigger, something more impressive. And again, that's literally not a problem, right? Like if they need to delay it a year and give us a big expansion next year, by all means.
We have so many games to play, brother, that it wouldn't be missed.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of this, right? Like, like it's crazy because, of all the things that had happened, right? And, people think that Xbox did all this bad stuff, but it's like, if Xbox has to cancel a game, it's not the same as when PlayStation cancels a game, right? Like if you got a couple games coming and one of them gets canceled, it's not exciting. When you have 40 games in development and you have to cancel a few of them, I think we're okay with 37. You know what I'm saying? Or 36, right? Like, and that's a revolving number, right? So like, that's how many they have right now. But then,
but they did confirm they have 40 games in development. Now, of course, we don't know the size, scale, and scope. Some could be, a team of 10. Some could be a team of 1,000, but they have 40 games in development, dude.
That's all that matters, bro. That's all that matters, man.
All going into Game Pass PS, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just, It's just ridiculous. Like this month, like July, is a crazy month already with everything that they have coming out. We got we got a first party game, Grounded 2 coming, which we're reviewing. We'll have it up for release July 29th. But they already have Grounded 2, that's first party game, dropping in July. They got a huge third party day and date drop with Wu Chang happening, which looks amazing. And I mean, like, we're eating so good. There's all these other games that are dropping, right? Like, there's just so much that's constantly happening. And I mean, God, what a time to be an Xbox fan. What a time to be a Game Pass subscriber. Ooh, man, it's a beautiful world. It's a beautiful world we're living in.
I'm glad that you ended your spiel, because we're going to segue into Xbox Game Pass news. Shout out to Smokey in the chat. He's asked, what is this craziness on the screen? I don't know if you played the C-Money. I think you and Dude would love this. This is called Greed Land. It is like Vampire Survivors on crack cocaine, and it is such a simple pick up and play game, but it has a deep RPG. So like when you go return to base, you're upgrading everything, and it is $10. It's $10.39 right now. I've been selling this game for days. I don't even know well, of course I know who the developer is. I don't know them personally. They didn't give me the game. I'm selling it because it's one of my favorite games of the year. But
nice.
Look, I want to segue into Xbox Game Pass, and this is one of those conversations that's going to be a little all over the place, because it starts with Xbox Game Pass, and I didn't see this originally. I did not see this, and then the other day I started seeing people still talking about it. I'm like, what is it these people are talking about? And of course, you might have mentioned it on your show, how Game Pass specifically was being blamed for the layoffs. And that is the most asinine thing. I was like, wow, there are notable people, no names on this program, on who they are, actually running with this as a narrative. Like, oh, you see what Game Pass did? And then, of course, you have a couple of developers jump on the bandwagon that I thought, honestly, spoke out of turn. There are people that haven't been in the business for years, and you have not had, what I'm saying? There's people that actually launched games into Game Pass. I mean, look, folks, if you don't like Game Pass, I hear you. I'm not going to fight with you. Go buy your games. That's another thing that I started seeing all over again. Oh, Xbox, they don't buy games. They just play on Game Pass. Really? Because I bought 14 games this month. What are you talking?
Bro, even if we didn't, even if no one bought another game, that's not our, like, we don't function as consumers to help these developers or these publishers with their business. That's not our job. If we are offered a service and we are able to pay for that service and consume enough games that we find no need to purchase outside of that subscription service, that is a them problem, not an us problem. If a game release that you feel driven to go purchase outside of your subscription, then do it. But if you don't, if you look at all these games, you're like, honestly, I have so many amazing games to experience right now that why would I go spend $70, $80 on that brand new game when by the time I get to it, I can probably get it on sale for cheaper?
Half price.
Dude, our business is not watching their business. That's not the way this works. And I'm not going to have people come out here and say, oh, Xbox people don't buy games. I don't, who fucking cares? Who cares? That's, if you feel if it makes you feel better to know that you spend $70, 80, 50, 40 every time a game drops that you want to play that I have in my subscription service that I get for just my monthly premium of $20 a month. If you want to do that, great. If you want to go and buy games that are not in my subscription service, but I don't see the value in going to spend my money on because it just is not something that's calling me, I don't feel ashamed. I don't feel sad. I don't feel bad. I can give 3 shits. It means nothing to me. All that matters, and what all that honestly matters to everyone, okay? Not the show that people want to put on for everybody else. We're not buying stuff. I'm not gonna go buy a game so that I could show my pony friend, hey, look, hey, I buy games. Look, no, I don't care what you think of me. I don't care. I'm not here for you. I'm not a monkey to dance for you, bro. That's not the way this works. No, I buy what I want if I want. If not, I'm going to enjoy my subscription. That's what I pay for, and I love it. That's why we are here to enjoy games, and I'm getting all the games that I want. And then if I feel so compelled to purchase outside of my subscription, I will. But if I don't, then I don't. And I don't care what you think of it. It means nothing to me. We're here for our pockets. That's what we're here for. We want to enjoy our games and watch our pockets. That's the only pocket watching that needs to happen. Don't worry about what I buy or don't buy. That's it. No reason.
No, I mean, it's a great point. It's a great point of view. You know, speaking of games actually releasing into the service, folks, if not that I need to say a Game Pass. I'm paid up until July 5th of 28. I'm good. Right now, you know how I don't let it go beyond 3 months. When 3 months expires, I throw another 3-month card on there, and I keep doing that. It took me years to get that 3-year mark thing, because again, for me, I'm a retired guy. I know people make fun of me all the time, but the reality of the world is everything costs a lot of money. And when you have a pension, and my pension's fantastic, it has a ceiling. So if I can still be a part of the Xbox Game Pass conversation, then I'm going to be a good consumer for myself and do my due diligence to find sales. And I don't think I've paid full price for Game Pass yet, because I keep looking for sales. You can do the same thing. Go to CD Keys, go to Iniba. Don't go to these sites that you get blocked when you go in your browser. Don't do that, because you're probably going to get robbed. But those two, phenomenal. Black Friday is going to be around the corner. I mean, I know we're in July, but Black Friday is around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. And it's gonna you look for the sales. But this month alone, right? You have Grounded 2, which you're reviewing. I don't think they sent me a copy because I don't really play Grounded. I don't know if there's a single player mode for it, but that's fine. The pressure of reviewing games is too much when you do 5 shows a week. So I'm actually glad I wasn't offered the code. Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers. That game, every time you see it, looks good. It looks like it's going to be hard as hell. I'm going to give it the old college effort, but I have a feeling it's just going to wax my ass, and that's fine. Farming Simulator.
We played it at Summer Games Fest.
And what'd you think?
It's amazing. It is hard as all hell, but we played a part where you're kind of just thrust into it, right? So there's no build. It's not like you start and have time to build and get better in that little time period. But from it's definitely is a challenging game, but I think it feels good in the hand, right? And the combat feels more akin to like a fighting game, almost like there's like you could almost like it's like combo based, almost like you could almost like really you could do the swings and you could hit, and then there's like this button that you could press that like instantly switches your weapon like mid attack, and then you can start a whole new chain through that.
Is it kind of I know it's not 1-to-1, but that's how you is it like using Avowed controls where you can switch from magic to melee?
So magic is always there as well.
Okay.
But there's like a whole system involved that you have to like build up
I'm gonna have to
a
check this
meter.
out.
So there's magic, but you could have two weapons, and there's just like an instant switch mechanic that you can be fighting and then hit that instant switch, and instead of stopping your combo, it'll switch to your other weapon and be able to continue that way. So it's definitely interesting. Not far away.
No, it's actually not. I think, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it's next week. But check out these 8 games that are dropping into Game Pass for July. Grounded 2, like we said. Wu Chang, we said. Farming Simulator 25. Not for me, sure, but there's going to be people that dig that.
A lot of people.
A lot of people like that game. That's why they keep coming out with
this stuff.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. There's something called Wheel World. I don't know. You're right. It's a guy. It looks like a cartoon character riding a bike with a floating skull. So I don't know if it's one of those games you have to crash and get killed or something. I will definitely look up the trailer. There's something Abotic Factor. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it looks like you're fighting robots. It might be a multiplayer game. It shows 3 kids on there holding weapons. So I don't know what it is. RoboCop, Rogue City. Folks, please, for the love of gaming, play this game. And there's another one. Now, I think I know what this is. It's like Sesame Street. It's called My Friendly Neighborhood. I'm pretty sure I saw the trailer to this, and just looking at the characters, one looks like Bert. So I don't know exactly what this is.
I think isn't that one like a horror game?
I think it's like a horror game, yes, except it's with Muppet characters or Muppet-looking like characters. I'm almost positive. It looks ominous on the cover, so we'll see. Maybe they're killer puppets. Who knows? And something called Back to the Dawn, which has a fox and a Black Panther, not the Black Panther, a Black Panther on there. I don't know what that is, but it looks something with animals that are like human. So it's again,
that one's like it's like a 2D.
It's 2D
side scroller.
Yes, I saw the trailer for it. I don't. Again, it's like probably like a light RPG of some sorts, or like I don't know, like a living sim, something or other. We will certainly see. But needless to say, again, this is one of those instances where maybe not every game is for you, but there's something here for everyone. And that is awesome. Now, why I decided to bring up the topic, this is more specifically about Game Pass and why we're kind of all over the place, is I want to get to a story that really was not covered as it should. And that came the way of Matt Piscatella of Blue Sky, not Twitter anymore. I think he left Twitter, and that's fine because Twitter's a slop house sometimes. But before we actually get to that, let me just catch up on Super Chat, Cialis. I mean, C Money, because someone actually said that in the chat. Sorry, brother.
Did you say Cialis?
I said Cialis, not Cialis. No.
Oh.
So, House Flan, great to see you here, brother. So nice to see you in the chat. And thank you so much for the support, folks. He's been a channel member for going on almost 2 years. That is incredible support, House Flan. He says, I love Bethesda and can't wait for the Elder Scrolls, but they need to upgrade their writing. Choices need to have real consequences in the next game. Yeah, I mean, some of their writing is really good. Some of his writing is not so great. I don't know if it's because of the size of the games, but I mean that's a fair criticism. That you want more powerful choices. That if you make this choice, there is no going back, and it really does, turn your game from this way to that way. I can see why you want that. Our generous friend all the way from Hawaii, aloha to you, kind sir. Nino Vestek drops a gifted double barrel gaming membership, as he's done so many times before. Nino, thank you so much for the outstanding support. Hopefully you and the family are doing well. Sith Lord, who is waiting on, hopefully when you get home, your Donkey Kong Bonanza and Amiibo are waiting for you. He drops, ladies and gentlemen, a very generous $2 super chat. It says, no olives or mustard today, just bananas for DK. Indeed, brother. So see, you
is that game coming out today?
Yeah, I got it right here.
What the
right? It's right here. I got 2 copies, one for me, one for Tyler, and both Amiibos. Well, 2 Amiibos. Well, Yeah, you got to get it, brother.
I thought it was coming out Friday.
Nintendo's weird like that. They have these weird release days. It's just they're odd sometimes. Do you K now the broke boy insider says this after dropping a very generous $10 super chat. Boom, see olives. Did you see the new trailer for the Xbox console exclusive Exo Mecha? It dropped today. Game has been silent since 2021. They just released a gameplay trailer and is supposedly releasing in Q1 of 26. I did not see it. I spent 2 hours in the gym today and I didn't want to leave. I was just so mentally there. Today was my chest day. I did 5.2 miles on the elliptical. I lost track of time. Like I literally messaged C Money. I'm like, bro, I know it's like 10:30. I'm getting ready to get out of here. I didn't even set the show. Like I didn't set the show until I literally got home. It's crazy. But I was just so in it today. It's unbelievable.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this old man body ain't gonna fix itself, so I gotta put the work in. Do you K now the broke boy insider who's been a channel member for over a year? Will, thank you so much for the support, brother. He says this. Also, they said a few days ago that Black Ops 7 is supposedly to be the first game shown at Gamescom's opening night in August, possible beta release date. I did see Charlie Intel. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's separate. So it's like they already announced that in Gamescom,
yes,
they're going to show Black Ops. So that's not like a rumor or anything. That's happening. The rumor is whether or not they're going to show the beta and the release date, but that's supposed to be at the Call of Duty Next event, which is supposedly in September.
September is when it's supposed to be. Yeah.
So that's the rumor. Is it going to be? Is that going to happen? That's the question.
Look, I'm here for it. It's in Game Pass, and you know what? I bought the upgrade as you did. A lot of people did. You don't got to spend $100. You can spend what was it, 27 and change after the save. Not only are you getting it in Game Pass, but you're saving 10%. Like, come on, folks. What are we talking about here? Who's losing? Who's winning? Lord Roughness drops a £5 or €5 in the super chat. So Lord Roughness,
that was a pound.
That's a pound. Okay, I'll make sure I get it right. Okay, so there you go. Lord Roughness, thank you so much for the £5 super chat. He says this: there are so many different experiences in Game Pass. For the past month, The Altars has taken over my life, and that is with dying several times. Brother, you know what's crazy? I downloaded it. I heard people talk about it. Keasante's talk about it. I haven't even gotten to it. Like, it's I have been playing so many games. Like, and I bought, like, did anyone buy the John Wick Hex? It gets delisted today. I think you have it. It was $2. Yeah, it was $2.
I never played it.
I never played it either. I didn't know. I actually was like, I remember playing like the Tomb Raider one on my phone, and there was another one. I think Hitman had one also. Hitman. But then I'm like, John Wick, heck, there was a John Wick game, really? So I shout out to Stallion83. That's Mr. Achievement. He actually posted it last night. He goes, hey guys, if you want, the game gets delisted tomorrow. It's $2. I went and bought it. It could be the worst game I've ever spent, but it's only $2. But I've been playing a lot of games. What else have I been playing? I just bought another game for like $23. That was it's like a roguelite. They just added the Ninja Gaiden characters to it. It's kind of like, it looks like what's on your screen. That's exactly. Oh, you know what? Speaking of what's on your screen, let me just remove that and add something else, folks. Give me a second to add some additional footage here because I didn't even realize that it shut off. Hold on. Let me just add a video file. You know what? Take a look at this next Greedland clip. Let me just lower that music, add to stage, and there you go, folks. This is the Greedfall part something or other because I have a lot of footage. I have not put it together. This is literally off a memory stick. But Lord Roughness, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Super appreciate that. You know what I want to do is I want to go into the DMC money, and I want to bring up what I sent you. This is a story, and of course it's Game Pass related. You've heard me say this before, folks, that right now the world kind of sucks. Not a surprise. Turn on the news, it sucks. There have been more unemployment. It's at an all-time high. That's terrible. We, as gamers, this industry has been relentless with its devs. It has been on a tear that it shouldn't be on because these corporations are making a lot of money. And it's a shame that we've seen so many job losses. So the one thing that we've been told, C-Money, for years is how terrible Xbox Game Pass is for the industry. Like it's bad for gaming. It's bad for gamers. It's bad for developers. Everyone's losing. Well, I certainly don't feel that way. You certainly don't feel that way. And there's a lot of people in this chat right now that certainly don't feel that way. Well, interestingly enough, we had, and again, I don't even know when he actually put this out there. This was from July 9th, so it's a little old. Matt Piscatella has confirmed something that breaks all of the anti-Xbox Game Pass narratives with the game's media. It breaks it with these trolls, the nameless trolls of the interwebs. And see, when I'm going to read verbatim what he had to say. It says, U.S. Video game subscription spending reached an all-time monthly high in May of 2025, 0.6 billion, while experiencing its third consecutive month of growth. Looks to me that the pressure of higher prices in everyday spending categories like food and general economic uncertainty has folks looking for value. And he did confirm that this came the way of Circana. This is during their June reporting. Well, actually, their June report is expected to hit next Wednesday, which is July 23rd. I mean, you know, I did not see the games media writing any major articles. I think Jez did one on this, but like Jez is like legit, like he like legit journalist. I did not see the trolls. I did not see the push squares of the world. You know, that you know, that publication equates to like the Inquirer, but when you're paying your groceries, you know, like Elvis Bang's Alien. That's what they basically equate to.
Elvis Bang's Alien.
Yeah, I mean, I
think that was a legitimate.
It probably was, but I'm just saying that I always use that as my go-to. Sorry, Elvis and Alien, but
sorry, Alien. That's probably can't be great for him.
You know. But listen, C-Money, let's break this down, because when they say subscription spending, they just don't mean Xbox. It's not Xbox Game Pass only. Now, granted, the two services, one's going down, one's going up. Xbox is the one that the elevator continues to go up. And every now and again, you go a floor or two with PlayStation, you know, PSN, and usually it gets stuck. It's a cheapy elevator. Sorry, that's just, their service is passable at best. Why is this a surprise? It's not a surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise. It's not a surprise because right now, he literally said it in his write-up, everything, the economic uncertainty of real life is a thing, folks. You know it. You live it. You're living it right now. I'm living it. C-Money's living it. It's not a surprise.
Oh, shit.
You got to take a call? Yeah. Go do your thing. I will continue. But, you know, while C-Money stepped away, let me just grab these couple of super chats that popped in here. First of all, Dave Reezy, great to see you, brother. Thank you so much for the very generous $2 super chat. I may actually have to reread this because he stepped away. It's National Mustard Day. C shouldn't be happier. I am gonna reread that when he gets back on. Sorry, sorry, C-Money. Liquid like squad _ CEO drops a very generous Canadian $2.79. He says, I'm betting GTA 6 will be on Game Pass day one. MS going all in. I don't think so, and here's why. I mean, that's That's a dream, and I like what you're putting down there, like Squad. But I just saw a report, we're talking about GTA, where and I think I've already called this. I actually said $1 billion. There was an analyst, and I don't have the story because it's not what we were going to talk about, but they are projecting that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to make $2 billion in its first 24 hours. And I think I saw a report. You know what? Let me find it. Hold on a sec. Projection. Yep, here we go. So again, that's not really a reputable. Okay, so I pulled the Reddit post, folks. I don't really frequent Reddit, but I hang out in the rafters. So this is a Reddit post from a day ago. GTA 6 is predicted to make $7.6 billion in its first 60 days. I'm sorry, what? This is not a surprise. I mean, look how many copies. Like GTA 5 is the best-selling game of all time in the history of games. I don't know about how many times you bought it. I think I bought it like 4 times, something like that. It's ridiculous how many times I bought it. So it wouldn't get into Game Pass. That would have to be billions, and it wouldn't be worth it. What I think what you're seeing happen again. This is just, I'm spitballing, and I could be 1,000% wrong here, folks. You know how we've been trying to, well, there's been a lot of arguments over it, at least not with me, but there's been a lot of conversation in the, in the community of who's got the marketing rights for this thing. Because whoever has the actual sole marketing rights, it's winner, chicken dinner for that platform. And most of us thought for sure it's got to be Sony. It's got to be PlayStation. I actually don't think it's anybody. I think it's a dual marketing thing. I think that 2K is going to market GTA the way they do, and I think Xbox and PlayStation are going to be able to just do their own like marketing thing. I don't think any one platform. I just think the game is too big, and I think that the marketing rights would cost a lot of money. I mean, a ridiculous amount of money. I don't know if it's even worth getting the marketing rights. It would cost so much. So maybe 2K is just gonna sell the game and give like marketing rights to both. Like they're gonna have to pay something. But I could be wrong, folks. I'm not a marketing manager, and I'm not in the business like that. I'm just spitballing here. But yeah, so I mean, bringing it all the way back to Xbox Game Pass, this story again. I saw some of my friends DM'd me with it and like, hey, Boom, this is an interesting story. Maybe you want to talk about it. And I didn't see anybody any other podcast talking about it. Maybe, and if there was, maybe I missed it. Again, I don't watch everybody's podcast. I don't have time, but it's pretty interesting that Matt Piscatella, who is a numbers guy, like that guy knows the business. He understands the business. And subscription services are your best bets. And I don't think, look, if you're a PlayStation guy or gal, and you don't have an Xbox, maybe you have maybe you have a PS5 or a Pro, and you have a PC. I don't know honestly how anybody in this chat will watch this show on demand or is watching live now could not want to be a part of Xbox Game Pass. Like I get it, there's this like loyalty to the box thing, and that's all great. But when I see people challenging gamers like us who like and appreciate and support and subscribe to something like Xbox Game Pass and then try to sell you on, well, you're not a real gamer if you don't buy games. I'm going to tell you this right now. If you're running with that narrative, either you're loaded And congratulations, because I'm a congratulator, not a hater. But you're also stupid, because that's not a narrative that you can tell the average working Joe. You can't tell that to a person that is making a certain amount of money with a family and has to pay everything else, that, oh, you should buy your games. I'm sure everyone here would like to buy their games at full boat if they had that kind of money. But you know what? How the rich stay rich? They have deep pockets and short arms, kind of like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, like this. They can't tip, they can't grab their wallet. That's why they stay rich. So Xbox Game Pass is the best in the business. It continues to be better. And just based on what, I mean, did anyone take a look? I know we talked about it last night on Prime Time. Did anyone see that new Xbox Game Pass commercial? Let me see if I don't think I have it here. Where it showed everything that's coming between 2025 and 2026, and obviously that's when we got into the conversation of, is there or will there be a release of Clockwork? That's still up in the air, but I'm probably wrong about that too. It's fine. But if you just look at what Xbox is dropping from their first party, and then you go over and you look at like what's happening from third party, you got Wu Chang, you have RoboCop, you have all these other games. Again, I'm not telling you how to spend your money, folks, but I don't understand how people could actually say that Game Pass isn't the best deal in gaming, and somehow or another it's a detriment to more specifically like publishers and developers. Because if you're not in Game Pass, that's either because you couldn't get in, because there's a long list from what I understand, or you didn't try, right? You get a bag of money from Xbox, which is awesome, right? Usually we've heard, and again, this is just, it's speculation, that the bag that they get usually covers the production cost of said game. Now, is that, we did see a story, I don't know who wrote it, and it does kind of, go hand in hand with this, where Xbox pays as much as $5 to $50 million on Game Pass deals. So they're investing. I mean, we know for a fact, it's been confirmed that they invest $1 billion in Xbox Game Pass per year. So I'm gonna stick with Xbox Game Pass, as you should as well. But you know what? I don't know how long Steam money is going to be gone. But again, it's the summer, folks. I don't want to hold everybody up from doing what you got to do. This is one of the shorter shows of the week. Again, there's a lot of news, but there's also not a lot of news, if you know what I mean. But I did want to kind of bring up the Matt Piscatella thing, because I do think it's important to kind of push back against some of the narratives. And the narratives have been anti-Xbox, and that's fine. If you don't like Xbox, I'm not going to fight with you. You like what you like, but it's hard to argue what's been going on with their, and I know people don't like this, but the Xbox tax, man. I know, Paris, if you're listening, he's probably like, oh, there's Boom talking about Xbox tax again. There's a hill I'm going to die on, and it's probably the Xbox tax one. Bad for me. Yes, probably. I refuse. Ryan V in the chat. This is called Greed Land. GREEDLAND. It released, I think, was it this week or was it last week? It might have been last week. Yeah, it was last week. It's $10.39. If you like Vampire Survivors, if you like the OG Helldivers, buy this game. Go out and buy this game right now, even if it sits in your backlog. It's freaking amazing, and it is a deep RPG where everything that you're seeing is stuff that you can level up as you're playing. As you level up your, like you say, I'm about to hit level 71, but you can do even more at the base. It's not overwhelming. It's brilliant. It is a brilliant $10 game. Yeah, you know what? I don't have mine on auto renewal also. Nino Vestic says that my PlayStation Plus runs out in August. I think I won't keep it going. Yeah, I mean, I have it. I bought it. I actually wound up getting it on a Black Friday sale, so I didn't pay the 180. I think I paid 119. I think what it was. It was like $60 off. I didn't mind. Occasionally they get a game that's really good in there, but for the most part, I'm literally throwing my money away. I turn on my PlayStation a couple of times. Yeah, now, granted, I'm very excited for Ghost of Yotai. I know a lot of people are like, yeah, no, whatever. Okay, that's good for you. I'm buying that game. I'm actually going to turn on my PlayStation. That's why I have a PS5, because I get a chance to play a game like that. The PlayStation, the PSN. Man, I think I'm wasting my money. I don't know if I'm going to re-up. I say that every year, and I wind up getting it on sale, and I just buy it. But yeah, it's not the greatest. But even that saw an increase because, again, if you're a PlayStation only player, there's things. Listen, they just got Cyberpunk, for crying out loud. No, you can't scoff at that. So, I mean, that dropped in there. I mean, and they just got the update 2.3. I mean, if you never played Cyberpunk, and I put 5 hours into it, which is just awful. I know that I know Virtual Tomatoes coming. Same thing with The Witcher. I don't know what it is about their games. I just lose interest super quick. I don't know. Maybe they're just too big. Pause. TSWS Gaming. What's going on? He said, I just got my... Yeah, I saw your tweet, brother. He just got the Xbox MetaQuest headset. Yeah, let me know what you think, man. I use that for exercising. I have a ton of games. I even bought the Alien game, and I didn't play it. I know it looks so good. I just don't have the freaking time. I did use the MetaQuest for exercise, and I lost 30 pounds because of it. It was amazing. Killer Blue, what's going on, brother? Good to see you here, man. Thanks for popping in. Yes, well, it is. It is when he says when you're a content creator, it's a tax write. Yes, some of the stuff that it winds up falling under the tax write-off stuff. I buy a lot of stuff like consoles. I don't buy computer stuff because I'm not a PC guy, but I do buy a shit ton of games. Actually, I think I just bought, counting Donkey Kong, I just bought 4 Switch games. I got 3 on the Amazon Prime Day. I got Sugoken Remake 1 and 2. The Teenage Ninja Turtle side scroller, because I think I had it digitally, but it was so cheap that I couldn't. I like having physical stuff. I bought that. What was the third game? I bought 4 Switch games this in the last week and a half. I buy a lot of games, so yeah, you're onto something. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it. That's going to do it for us here. We're rolling into the 75-minute mark. I know that then some people like these shows a little bit longer. And I just got so much to do today. Again, I thought I was actually going to have to go to Best Buy to get my Donkey Kong Amiibos. They delivered them, so I'm very happy about that. But look, I'm not going to lie. I want to go play Donkey Kong Bonanza. I really do. It's sitting. It's right there. So as much as I'd like to stay here for 2 hours, I want to play some freaking games. So that's going to do it. Yeah, absolutely, brother. TSWS Gaming. Yeah, I'll hit you up, and we will get you back on the show because obviously we love your point. Let me know if Fridays work for you, and we'll set something up for sure. But like I was saying before, folks, that's going to do it for us here at the new episode of X Vlog Live. Of course, C Money had to step away because he's a businessman, folks. He got to take care of business. I want to say a big thank you to all of the super chats and channel member chats and gifted subs that the channel continue to get. Mrs. Boom and I do greatly appreciate it. It helps more than you know. And we will be doing our Christmas in July next Friday. Next Friday's Breakfast with Boom, which is going to be, I believe, the 25th of July, as a matter of fact. I think Wednesday is the 23rd. And yeah, we'll be doing that. And on throughout the week, we'll update everyone on what those prices are going to be, and how we're gonna dole them out. Because again, the shipping is kind of a real problem. It is very expensive to ship, so we are gonna have to see what we're gonna do. But we're gonna have it's gonna be 10 prizes in total. All you gotta do is show up and be in the chat to win. Super easy. We're going to take everybody's name down. We're going to run it through the picker that StreamYards has. And if it picks your name, you win. Our international brothers and sisters, we will try to get those prizes to you because they are coins. They're the coins designed by Ben Kenobi. Again, they don't weigh a lot, but sometimes the shipping is, expensive, and we pay for that. We don't get a break from the post office or from FedEx or from UPS. So we'll see what happens. There's going to be a digital prize in the form of a $25 gift card to Xbox and a $2,000 prizes. I believe they're going to be $50 gift cards. We'll break that down as we progress through the week, but we're going to be doing it next Friday. So again, for C Money, or C Olives, I should say, and myself, we want to thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us for the hour and 10 minutes. We definitely appreciate you supporting both of our channels. If you are not already subscribed to Double Barrel Gaming, please consider. If you're not already subscribed to C Money's YouTube channel, On Point for Gaming, his information is all in the show notes. Simply click it twice, subscribe, and get them past 25K. That'd be a really big deal. And of course, help me, Mrs. Boom, move on to the next number in line, and that is 17K. So we definitely appreciate you folks coming out, hanging out with us. And like I say, on the end of every show, I'm going to close out today's show with something that's incredibly important to me, folks. Hopefully one day be important to you. And that's something that my dad taught us when we were kids. And it would say, Craig, treat others how you want to be treated. And also, it doesn't cost anything to be nice. You live by those rules, son. I can guarantee you're going to have an awesome day. So take care, everyone. And we'll see you next week on the newest episode of X Vlog Live.